Hello, everybody, to this edition of our podcast. And today I'm really excited. Why am I excited? It's because I'm going to have Dr. Cynthia Mendoza on our podcast today. And Dr. Cynthia Mendoza is a real interesting personality. And one of the reasons why I chose her to be on the show is because she has this amazing story on how she was able to go from a simple admin and to follow her dreams to eventually becoming one of the top professors at the college of the Bicol University. And so Bicol University is one of the largest Filipino university in southern Luzon. Okay, so without much ado, I'd like to introduce Dr. Mendoza. How you doing, doctor?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you for having me here.
You know, and one of the things I was really fascinated about your story is how you were able to switch from being a simple admin, right? And then you just had this idea of what it is that you wanted to do in life. You wanted to be something bigger. You wanted to be able to have a higher income. What was it that allowed you to transfer from becoming an admin to becoming one of the top professors in the college? And in fact, when I met Dr. Mendoza, I met Cynthia. Can I call you Cynthia?
Cynthia, yeah.
Is Cynthia better?
Yes.
Okay, so your friends and family call you Cynthia?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now I'm going to call her Cynthia. So when I met Cynthia, I did a seminar in the Bicol University called the 5 Ps, which is how to find your passion, your purpose, how to persevere, create your pathways, and how to prosper. So it's the 5 Ps. And Dr. Mendoza, she stood up on a crowd because she's actually one of the advisors to the college, right?
Yes.
What's the name of the college?
Robredo Institute.
Yeah. So, and when I was speaking, all right, and this is really, really funny, it's, and I'm on the stage, and I thought I was really rocking it, right? I was happy, I was loud, you know, and quite frankly, a lot of the students were just like oh, okay, yeah, no, this guy's okay, right? You know, and there were a lot of times they were just quiet. But when she got up on stage, especially towards the very end, I mean, the students, all about 80 to 90 students, they were like on their feet, they were cheering, they were laughing, they had hands up in the air as if she was, you know, a local, like a celebrity. And you know, here I was, I thought it was Tony Robbins, and you know what? I was not getting the kind of response from the crowd that Cynthia was able to inspire from all the students. And I wanted to know what her secret was, right? How was it that she was able to have all these kids just be so excited about her being on stage with me than I could have been in the last, 6 hours? So I wanted to know her secret. Why is it that she was so loved and adored by so many people? You know? So tell us. So when I was speaking with her, she said that she started off as being an admin,
Clerk.
right? And then you became a doctor. She became a doctor. Not a lot of people actually pursued that direction in their life or in their career, right? Because a lot of the people I know is that once they have settled down into a career path, they usually stay within the same, not a lot of them become, right, not a lot of them pursue doctorate degree, but you did. So tell us, why'd you do that?
Yes, I started as a clerk in the research office of the Bicol University. That was way back in the 1980s. And I stayed there in the research center for at least 2 years. And I was promoted to clerk 4, and I already was assigned in the legal office. In these years, there is an 8 to 12, 1 to 5 office hours. At the time, I enrolled in the Master of Arts in Public Administration. So while I was working there at the legal office, it really gave me an idea to enroll. After that, I was I was being bored to just wait for 8 to 5, a scheme every day, very routinary. So I thought that what will it be if I would transfer into the teaching field?
So you wanted to become more than just an admin, right?
Yeah, because I was really bored. Sometimes, because in the legal office, the work is seasonal. If there is a board meeting, then it gets busy. So if there is no board meeting, everything is very routinary, and I really felt so bored. And I said, I will be stuck up in that office if I don't do something. So I told my colleagues, how about transferring in the teaching position? So there was a vacancy at that moment. So I applied, and I was taken in the College of Education. I started my teaching career in 1991 in the College of Education. Eventually, I was promoted and everything. But I have to finish my master's first. Before you can be promoted in the teaching position, you have to have a master's degree. So
I always thought that in order for you to become a teacher, you just, you don't have to be a master to be a teacher, right?
before, now, the basic qualification is you have to have a master's degree.
Okay, in the college. But if you're going to be teaching grade 8 to grade 12, I mean, do you need a master's degree to be teaching elementary school, or?
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. Just to be clear, you wanted to teach at a higher level institution. You
Yes.
just didn't want to teach from grade 8 to high school.
No.
You wanted college.
Because my course is not education. It's not Bachelor of Science in Education or Bachelor of Education. When you don't have that degree, you cannot teach in the elementary and the high school.
Right.
But before, I was able to teach in the College of Education because there was no ruling yet about those who are not graduates of education cannot teach in the College of Education, especially the major subjects.
Okay.
So eventually, there was already a memorandum that we are not allowed to teach anymore in the College of Education, especially major subjects. And from that time on, I was transferred to College of Business, Economics, and Management. During the time, I was already a PhD degree holder.
So how long did it take you? I mean, when I was talking to her earlier, she was telling me a story about you. It took you how long? 10 years to get
10
your
years.
PhD?
I took the master's degree course in 1987. I finished the course, the subjects in 1998. It stopped there. So it stopped there. When I got the teaching position, I was forced to finish it because you cannot be promoted at all if you don't have a master's degree, and basically that is a requirement. So in 1998, I graduated with a Master of Arts in Public Administration. Immediately after graduation, my professor told me, enroll immediately in the
Into your
PhD
PhD.
in the public ed. And I did.
All right.
I did. So I finished my PhD in 2000. That's it.
So what was it? Was there a particular time in your life in which you questioned yourself? I mean, the direction of your life, how much income you're making. I mean, there has to be something that just really spurred you into saying, you know what, I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to go back and take the courses. I mean, to get your master's and your PhD, it's about 2 to 5 years of consistent education, school, going to classes, taking your tests, and you know, and buying all the books and all the expenses. I mean, what was it that made you decide that I'm gonna have to go through this process in order for me to become a PhD?
Yes, actually, before I enrolled in the master's degree, I wanted to take up law. But that did not really materialize. So I said, I better take up master's degree. So I finished, and the struggle that I did, the challenge actually was, will I make it to a PhD? Working and studying at the same time. So I got married in 1989. Okay, so I really have to struggle because there is no, you know, well, how would I say? The other party would not want me to pursue a PhD degree. So that was really a struggle in my life. But I said to myself, I'm going to really finish this.
You're going to do whatever it takes.
I'm going
right?
to do this, whatever it takes. And I did. And it's because I was to myself, whatever degree I finish, it will also help my family, because of course, there is a salary increase. Your status in life will be different, although, you know, something will really change if you have something, if you are a PhD.
Right.
And I worked also abroad. And in the Middle East, when you are a PhD, you have a very high regard. They really see you as, you know, something different, not just an ordinary person like that.
So what would you consider your biggest motivator?
Well, my family.
Yeah. Did you grew up, or were you in poverty level? Were you like middle income? Were you what income grade were you?
We belong to the middle.
Okay.
Middle.
So you're more middle, right?
Yeah, but it's.
But it was still a struggle.
Yeah, I have to. I have to make something of myself.
Right.
That they will be proud of. That
Right.
I would be fulfilled in my own way.
Right.
That's it.
Right. And what was like your biggest challenge?
Yeah, that's the challenge is there is an opposing something in my taking up the master's PhD course, but that is the biggest challenge. I have to do what I want to do, and nobody can stop. So I did what I have to do, and I'm happy with what I did.
So did you have any family members who was opposed to all your work and your struggles? And
No, my family was very supportive.
They were.
Yeah.
Okay. And now she is a doctor of
Philosophy in public
doctor of philosophy.
administration.
Okay, that's phenomenal. And you've been you've been a doctor now for how many years?
Since 2000.
All right. So I have to also say, not only that, but she's also incredibly talented. All right. We were at a party last night of a fashion designer, and she sang some karaoke. And when I said that she sounded like a professional, she actually said, "I am."
Yes, I am.
You know. So tell us a little bit about
Okay.
that.
In 1987 and 1988, I used to be a member of the band owned by the Reyaluyos family in Gunabatan. I was the lead singer of the band, and that really made something of myself in terms of the singing talent that I have.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. That's how I started my singing career.
Right.
We perform in different Lions Club affair. We
Yeah.
we had it in fiestas as far as Santa Magdalena, Sorsogon, and it was really fun. I really had a great time with the band.
Yeah. And so she's a professional singer. She also plays the piano. What else do you do?
I cook.
And she's a cook.
I write.
Like in a chef level cuisine. I mean, what?
Because I'm a nutrition graduate.
Yeah.
That's why it is basic. If you're a nutrition graduate, you have to know how to cook. And basically, I'm telling all of you, a woman should know how to cook. Because the easiest way to a man's heart is
to their
through his stomach.
I gotta tell you, that is very true. But I also have found out that the way to a woman's heart is you have to know how to cook too, right? For a guy, that is, right? I have found that out. Trust me, in so many ways. All right, I cook better than used to cook better than my ex-wife back then.
So we are both cooks.
Yes. And very important to learn how to cook.
Yes.
You know, Helen Keller once wrote that, and Helen Keller, if you don't know who Helen Keller is, she was born blind and mute, right? But even though she could not see or could not hear, that never stopped her from achieving phenomenal success in her life to be able to impact as many people as possible, all right? And so Helen Keller once wrote, and she said that it's a terrible thing it is to see, but yet have no vision, right? So basically what that's trying to say is that even though you could see with your eyes, what's worse is if you can't see in your mind, meaning that you can't see or have a vision of what your life is, right? So what vision did you have at that time as to what pushed you to become the woman you are today?
Well, I've heard success stories, and I said to myself, if they can, why can't I? I want to make a name of myself, for myself. That's why, given these talents, I know how to play the piano, and before anything else, I started playing piano at the age of 7. And I had a formal lessons with my auntie, that is Mrs. Edita Peralta. The piano is still at the small top.
Yeah.
It's there. When I was playing with the notes and have a session with her, it really, I think I had only 1.5 years studying, playing piano with the notes. I got bored. So I had been skipping my lessons, and my father knew about it, and he asked me, why are you skipping the lessons? I said, I want to play the pieces I want. So when he said, so you're going to stop, I'll just stop. And I proved to them that I can play. If I hear the music, I already know how to play it in the piano.
Wow.
So from that point, I really studied songs which I like to play, and eventually I can already play the way I wanted to play. But I'm still very lazy. Learning the new songs of this generation. But I tell you, I'd still be for the standard songs. That's why my repertoire is actually standard songs.
Yeah.
I play very little of the songs of the 90s or yes.
So it's really interesting because there's almost like something that spurs you to become better. And part of that is what you're saying. You're constantly getting bored. So I could see that you always get a little bored. But what's fascinating is that you're able to say, you know what, I'm bored. I need to do something different with my life. I need to do something. And you take that boredom, and you're able to rise above that. You're able to say, you know what, I want to change my life. Because I got to tell you, there's a lot of people out there who are bored, right? I see them all the time, right? I'm at my aunt's house and I see the boys, all they're doing is watching TV, looking at their phones. I know they're bored, right? But they don't take that boredom and say, hey, look, what am I going to do with my life? How am I going to change my life from boredom to something that's exciting? You are bored at work, being an admin, you know, you hated pushing papers, making calendar and all these appointments, taking phone calls, and say, I'm bored. You know what? I'm going to be a doctor, right? Shit, I'm bored. I want to be an educator this time, right? And you take that little thing and you're able to transfer it into something that's really exciting.
Yes.
I mean, how many people out there I know are bored, but yet they stay being bored for the rest of their life, right? But yet you take your boredom and say, what do I need to do to take that boredom into something more exciting, right?
Yes.
So, what now are you in life that are bored in? And please don't say you're bored of the show, you know. What is it now that you are bored in that you want to do moving forward in your life?
You see, when you are teaching, you have a routinary matter every day. You teach, you check papers, you you compute grades. And it was really a challenge during the pandemic that we had to go online. And, you know, you have to be attuned with what is really best to deliver the lessons. Now, after retirement, probably, I would like to make a difference by sharing my talents, inspiring people, motivating people to do something about themselves.
I love that.
Yes, they should do not the ordinary, but do something that is extraordinary. Like, I want to make a difference. Making a difference is doing something beyond the ordinary.
Right.
So that people will remember you of your legacy, not only of the teachings, but the inspiration that you have given them in their lives. That's what I want to do.
You know, I have met several of your friends ever since I've been here, and I have to tell you, she has tremendous amounts of respect and adoration from a lot of people, not only from the students, you know, her students, and from the faculty, but also from a lot of her friends, you know, that I met yesterday at a party. What would you say is the number one trait that you have to turn these people from regular people that you meet to adoring fans? Because I gotta tell you, I have not seen that level of excitement, you know, of just a teacher walking to the front of the class or in front of my seminar and having the entire audience like burst in adoration and applause. And what is that? What is that quality in you that makes people just love you?
It's because what you see is what you get in me.
Yeah.
I'm a true person. I tell them I'm very frank and I'm also very friendly, but I am very understanding, really.
So you understand people, and you understand them in a way that you understand what their pain is, you understand what their struggle is, and you're able to address that better in class?
Yes, yes. They can tell. My students can tell.
Yeah, well, I could tell very much, you know, and from the response that she got from from the students and you know, from your friends who I met yesterday, I could tell that you have that quality of being able to talk to people in a way that makes them feel loved and appreciated, right?
Yes.
Is that really what it is?
Yes, yes. I'm really a touch person.
Yeah.
I'm a touch person.
Oh, she's very touchy-feely. I think that's very good. She likes to hug, right? What else?
I'm really, I'm just real. The real, what you see in me, that's me.
Oh.
That's really me. That's how I care for people, respect people.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast is that we have the opportunity to really talk to the audience, you know, all those people who are listening in, to understand what it takes to rise up to the next level of their lives, right? What are some of the interesting, inspiring stories and the motivation and then the education and some of the lessons that that we'll be able to get from a lot of people who are going to interview, so that you'll be able to learn from them, right? Because I believe that we were all born ordinary, right? What makes extraordinary people extraordinary is the fact that they just do one little thing that's a little bit different. They're able to take on an additional challenge. They're able to go out there and learn from their mistakes. They're able to go out there and learn from others. You know, they're able to give that little extra amount of effort in order to get what it is that they want in life. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to interview Dr. Mendoza here, is because she stepped out of her comfort zone. She stepped out of the fact that she started off as an admin, and to eventually become a doctor because she wanted to do that something extra. I think if you were, you know, looking back right now in the last, 15, 20 years, if you didn't make that one choice, if she did not make that one choice to say, you know what, I am just bored stiff with my job, I want something different. If she did not make that choice of going out there, pursuing her master's degree and becoming a doctor in philosophy, which is not easy to do, you know, where do you think you'd be right now? Pushing paper, answering.
Well, I will still be in the clerical position, I guess, or probably in the HR, but still, I will still be in the non-teaching position.
Yeah.
Non-teaching field.
Yeah. But now you're teaching higher, right?
Yeah. I'm teaching in the graduate school too.
Right. So in moving forward in your life, what do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? What do you really see yourself doing?
Well, I will be speaking in front of audience.
Wow.
Audiences.
Now that's really bold.
I will be, and that is one of my dreams, to be a speaker, to inspire, to motivate, make them laugh, and make them cry as well.
Okay, that's great.
Yes.
And most importantly, it's like they're going to cry because they learned something. They learned something about you, and most importantly, they learned something about themselves, right?
And basically, I would like to share my talents, not only in my thoughts, the wisdom that you will get from me, but I would also like to share my talents, my singing, my playing the piano, my dancing.
Yeah, and hopefully one day I get to taste some of her cooking.
Yes, my cooking.
Right?
Same to you.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I love cooking Indian food, by the way. So for me, it's very international. Yeah.
You cook biryani?
Oh yeah, I love biryani.
I love biryani.
Yeah.
Chicken curry.
I just love Indian food, you know. So I want to thank you all for listening to today's podcast. I really had fun. You know, in the future episodes, we are going to be talking to even more amazing people. So stay tuned so you could hear about their stories of how they were able to get from where they're at to where they want to be. So until then, stay tuned.